Welcome back to Living Local. Our next guest is an inspirational speaker and leadership coach who uses his unique teach, model, coach method to energize and transform workplaces. Joining us via Zoom is Troy C. Smith, who is also sponsoring this segment. Troy, so great to have you with us today. Thanks for taking the time to talk.
Thank you for having me, Brandy. Good morning.
Good morning. So give us some background on yourself and how you went from a sales manager at Geico to transforming businesses.
Yes, sure. You know, when I think about this, I'm also part of the John Maxwell team. And what John Maxwell teaches us with leadership, he says leadership is just influence, nothing more, nothing less. So fast forward, from the age of 10 all the way to an adult, I've been influencing people and I've been practicing leadership. So when I started Geico in the sales department, I worked my way up from just selling policies to being a sales coach, to being a sales supervisor, sales manager, and then eventually became Geico's #1 sales manager in the nation. And I learned along the way, it was a transformative journey, Brandy, that you didn't have to lead people with pressure. And once I understood that, and I just led people valuing them, focusing on them, it turned a very high turnover call center into a high performing family. And that's when it clicked for me. I said, if I can do this inside of one company, I can help teams do it everywhere and anywhere. And so now I teach the same concept of people first, focusing on valuing people through my TMC method, teach, model, and coach. And Brandy, it's not fluff, it's structure, it's strategy, and it's servant leadership that really drives real results. And the beautiful thing about it is I'm just getting started.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like it. So let's talk a little bit more about your program and how, this Teach, Model, Coach program is different from other leadership frameworks.
Yeah, most leadership programs, Brandy, they give you a binder, they give you some buzzwords. TMC, it gives you transformation. I don't just teach concepts. I model the behavior. I coach leaders through real life challenges and situations in real time. It's hands-on, it's heart-led, and it's built for long-term growth. You see, TMC, it blends world experience with adult learning methods, reflection, and actionable feedback that actually sticks. And the result? People feel seen, they feel heard and valued. Your culture shifts, retention rises, and teams start winning. And both the winning aspect is not just work related, it's also winning at home. And our program, compared to others, it's far more affordable than most programs out there on the market. So that's the TMC difference.
All right, let's talk about your book and what readers can expect.
Yeah, value-driven leadership, it's a part personal story and it's a part leadership playbook. So readers can expect grit, a few laughs, and there's no fluff. I share the real raw lessons from my rise through corporate leadership, including painful moments that help shape me. It's honest, it's direct, it's practical, and you'll learn how to teach with clarity, how to model with integrity, and how to coach with purpose.
Yeah, and in your book you talk about servant leadership. Explain what you mean by this and how this approach maybe helps team leaders.
Servant leadership, it flips the script on, it's not about titles, it's about relationships, it's about trust. Traditional leaders say, I'm the boss, listen to what I say, follow me. Servant leaders say, I'm here to serve, equip, and elevate. And that shift changes everything. As a servant leader, you start listening more, you blame less, and you start creating a culture where people want to show up, and not just show up, but they show out. And when people feel supported, they give their best. And that's when the real wins start to happen.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Who do you think would benefit most from your book, and why?
Brandy, who wouldn't? I mean, this book is for any leader that is tired of, let's say, fake engagement or surface level wins that are not sustained. It's for leaders that are worrying about if they're going to still have their job the next morning. It's for leaders looking for more development, whether they're new or tenured. bottom line, it's for any leader that cares about people, but need a real system to lead. And value-driven leadership, it's your blueprint. It works whether you're leading a sales team, a nonprofit, or even building a culture from scratch. And it's not just about improving performance, it's about creating legacy. And I did a TEDx talk, it's on YouTube. It's called Hope-Driven Leadership. If you look at that TEDx talk, you can read the comments and the impact speaks for itself.
Now, is there a story or maybe a moment that really sticks out to you where your TMC approach made a difference in your life?
Absolutely. One of my team members at Geico, her name is Liz Guzman. She's like my little sister. She was overwhelmed with life. She was overwhelmed with work, and she was on the verge of tears. And instead of going down a journey of performance management, I asked Liz, I said, do you have vacation time? She said, yes. She was maybe at work for 2 hours. I said, sign out and go to the beach. And she was stunned. But I knew from my own life that the beach is where you leave your burdens and you realign with what matters. That act of compassion, Liz brought this up during my retirement party. And she was still in awe. So the TMC didn't just shift her. It reminded me that when you lead with heart, healing and high performance go hand in hand.
Yeah, yeah. That's so inspirational too, to hear that, you know, and to lead by example, I think is what you're doing, definitely. And people remember that compassion, you know, years later. So,
yes.
Yeah. So I can understand where she is coming from. Troy, I wanted, before we go, I want to let people know, or viewers find out where they can get your book.
Yes, you can find the book, Value-Driven Leadership, on Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, any online presence, pretty much anywhere the books are sold. And all you have to do is just search the title with my name, Troy C. Smith. And soon, Brandy, it will also be available on my website, troycsmith-hope.com, along with details on coaching and keynotes if people are ready to take it a step further. And there's an Audible version that I'm in the process of approving right now, so that's coming soon. So whether you read it,
You're a busy man.
hear it, or live it, hope is on the way, because at the core of it, my mission stays the same.
Yeah.
Help open people's eyes.
I love it. Troy, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thanks for having me, Brandy.
All right, again, this segment was sponsored by Troy C. Smith, and for more information, you can go to troycsmith-hope.com. We'll also have all those details posted on ourquadcities.com.